What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, back with another video. You can see the title, and if you've watched this channel for a long time, you know I am a huge fan of Jake Gardiner. We're going to get some things out of the way right away, starting off with the fact that Jake Gardiner signs a 4-year deal with the Carolina Hurricanes with an AAV of $4.05 million. So basically not even a raise. Look at what the Canucks just paid for Tyler Myers. This is an absolute steal. Let's get some things out of the way. There's a lot of Leaf fans right now that are saying, yes, thank God Gardiner's gone. And for those Leaf fans, I say congratulations. You played yourself. And by the way, I hate DJ Khaled. I just said that saying because I wanted to, because you have in fact played yourself. The Leafs blue line got worse today with this news. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is people are like, oh, it was a guarantee he was gone. Come on, they don't have the money for him. Look at this AAV, guys. Oh, just over $4 million. If Mitch Marner took a bridge contract and a bridge deal that makes sense for a player of, you know, what he's going through right now, if it was a 2 or 3 year deal, he should be making around 8 to 8.5, at most $9 million. The Leafs could have made some moves, you know, maybe traded Cody Ceci, who, by the way, is making $4.5 million, guys. Cody Ceci is making more than Jake Gardiner. Just a heads up. You slide Jake Gardiner in there on a 1 or 2 year deal, that $4 million AAV probably comes down a little bit because he would... all the talk was that he was willing to take a little less to play in Toronto for 1 or 2 years and then get a big contract. If he played on a 1 year deal, you bet your butt that he's getting 50 points again and making huge money on the open market, because at that point the Leafs probably are saying, okay, now we have to part ways because of other contracts. So, for the people that are saying yes and thank God Gardiner's gone, let's find common ground here for a second. Has Jake Gardiner made a lot of mistakes in Toronto? Of course. Has Jake Gardiner made some mistakes against Boston in the playoffs? Of course he has, but let's not forget that this game is not played as an individual sport. You know, it's funny how things come about where people say, oh, but look at Morgan Riley plays big minutes, Dermott plays big minutes, Gardiner's not even going to get the minutes, and this, that, and the other. It's like, okay, so then in the playoffs, when the Leafs gave up all those goals, Gardiner wasn't on the ice for all those goals. So Morgan Riley and Dermott and all these other defensemen, Zaitsev, Hainsey, whoever, that seems like a collective effort that goals were going in the back of the net. And if I'm not mistaken, there's also 3 forwards that were beaten by Boston on the ice. There was also a goaltender who, some of those shots were a little shaky that went in. So at the end of the day, if you're sitting here blaming Jake Gardiner for everything in the playoffs, then we can't have a conversation anymore. Please click off this video because you don't watch the game, you don't study the game, you're a hater. Drink your haterade and exit the video. And this is where I'm coming in with the common ground. Jake Gardiner wasn't perfect. When you have the puck, you give away the puck. Jake Gardiner had the puck quite a lot as a member of the Toronto Maple Leafs. And when you have the puck a lot, you make mistakes, and you also can make a lot of great things happen. I'm not sure if you guys have gone down the list of Leafs defensemen over the past 6-7 years, but when you look down the list and think that Dion Phaneuf was one of the biggest options and the Leafs captain, you clearly realize that the Leafs had a severe problem on their back end. And until this year, haven't had any big names. Of course, Morgan Riley, a homegrown talent, but the Leafs haven't really brought in any help. You know, they brought in Jake Muzzin. Fantastic. He's going to be great this year. They brought in Tyson Barrie. All offense, not very good defensively, but still, Tyson Barrie. You know, Travis Dermott, homegrown talent. Fantastic. Morgan Riley, like I mentioned. But Jake Gardiner has been here through the ups and downs of this team. He's played with Cody Franzen, who, listen, I like the guy, but is not good. He played with Nikita Zaitsev, not good. He's played with any minor league defenseman that you can think of that has come up with the Leafs thinking, oh, this guy might work, and they've all not worked. None of them. Dion Phaneuf was absolutely terrible defensively. He could put up some points. People, look at Phaneuf's points. He could put up some points, but he was terrible defensively. Like, Jake Gardiner, and throw Morgan Riley into that mix. These two have never played with anybody good and consistently are still putting up amazing numbers every year. And even while hurt last year, Jake Gardiner was still good offensively, and in his own end made mistakes, but was actually pretty decent. Now, I don't need to keep explaining this because I do it every single video and people just ignore it. And that's fine. If you want to ignore it, no problem. But Jake Gardiner was not as bad as you think in the defensive zone. If you look at statistics that are posted not on Twitter, not just on Twitter, not just on Instagram, not just on TV, there are multiple advanced statistics that show that Morgan Riley and Jake Gardiner basically are the exact same when it comes to the defensive zone, and that's even strength, whatever. Like, if you want to ignore it, that's fine. Like, I don't sit here and have a supreme bias. Like, listen, the Leafs made some questionable moves this summer, including the one that just happened. Because in my eyes, Cody Ceci should not be on the Toronto Maple Leafs. But I said it in a video before. I'm going to give him a shot. I'm gonna give it a chance. Because I'm a fan and we've gone through contract negotiation after contract negotiation. Mitch Marner's not signed. Nylander's not signed. Matthews got paid too much. We can't even enjoy the damn game. We can't even enjoy the team. While you guys are sitting here worried about Jake Gardiner being poor in his own zone, spend some of that energy and look at other players who have made glaring mistakes all last season, and for some reason, you guys don't care. And half of those guys don't even put up 50 points or 40. They don't come close to that. Jake Gardiner is an above-average offensive defenseman. He's an above-average skater. He's a way above-average puck mover. And now Carolina, a team that the Leafs are going to have to watch because Carolina's coming up. And look at what they did in the playoffs. They've added Jake Gardiner to an already stupid impressive blue line. So when you guys complain about Jake Gardiner, and again, I feel bad for doing this, but when you watch Cody Ceci this year, I want you to look in the mirror and slap yourself right in the face. Because you are going to realize that we gave up Jake Gardiner for Cody Ceci. Cody Ceci is making $4.5 million, my friends. $4.5 million. This guy can't put up the points that Jake Gardiner does, and he's terrible in his own zone. Way worse. Way worse. They're not comparable. Gardiner's up here, Cody Ceci is down here defensively. Like out of this video frame. It's not even close. So, Gardiner's up here, but that doesn't mean he's some amazing defensive defenseman. It just shows you how bad Cody Ceci really is. This is the first move that I can't believe that Kyle Dubas has done. And again, I am not a GM, I'm not an expert. There must be some crazy advanced statistic that I'm not seeing, that people are not bringing up, because I am scratching my head at why we are paying Cody Ceci $4.5 million and Jake Gardiner just took $4 million to play in Carolina. Guys, match them up against each other. Points, Gardiner wins. Defensive zone, Gardiner wins. Offensive zone, Gardiner wins. Puck moving, Gardiner wins. Speed, Gardiner wins. Are we really just going to say that Cody Ceci's on this blue line because he's right-handed? Okay, if that's the way it is, then Rasmus Sandin can't be on the Leafs this year. We've already got enough lefties, guys. We already got enough. He can't play. Oh, listen, we'll just bring up, what's that new guy, Schmaltz? Yeah, we'll let him play. He's right-handed. Timothy Liljegren, I love him. I hope he plays on the team. But he's going to be, because Dermott's out for the first bit of the season, let's match him up with Harper. Ben Harper, if that's his name. He hits hard, and he does nothing else. He's awful defensively, but he's left-handed with we got to match them up together. Can't have Jake Gardiner there. No. Can't. We can't. Just remember this day right now. And remember, we are paying Cody Ceci $4.5 million, and Jake Gardiner just got over $4 million to play in Carolina, and he's way better. See me in 10 hours when I'm still saying way better. Like, I'm going on Twitter to see if this is a prank. Like, this is a prank, right? Like, this is actually not happening. This is ridiculous. There's no way. Wow. It's not a prank. This isn't a prank. This really sucks. Wow. This is actually happening. Well, because, and I don't want to be this video is going on long enough. I might as well keep ranting. Rahif Issa, or Rahef, I don't want to mispronounce her name, but she's very smart, one of the most intelligent hockey fans out there. She just posted this chart, and I think you guys should see this. This is the first 3 bars. It's like a bar, like a whatever chart. Listen, guys, school's not fun. Basically it's a chart. Now, you guys, I don't know if you guys will be able to see this. I want you guys to be able to see it, so I'm gonna try to focus in on this. So the good blue bars there, or purple bars on the left, my left, when I'm holding the phone, is Jake Gardiner, and you guys can see his name probably up there. And then on the right is Cody Ceci, and see those red bars? Those are the defensive zone numbers. So Gardiner actually has positive defensive zone numbers, whereas Cody, Norris Trophy winner next year, Ceci, actually has terrible defensive zone numbers. And those other 3 bars, yeah, those are offensive numbers. And Cody Ceci's offensive numbers are non-existent. Let's end the video on that. Honestly, thank you, Jake Gardiner. You were an absolute pleasure to watch. You were an absolutely amazing defenseman to watch offensively. Sometimes some mistakes were made defensively, but guess what? You were ours. You were a fantastic blue liner for the Toronto Maple Leafs. You dealt with a lot of BS. You dealt with your own fan base booing you, but guess what? Those guys, they don't know the game. They don't. Listen, there's a time and place for people to boo, and it's not to your own team. And especially if that person's not really doing anything to deserve the booing. But I met Jake Gardiner. He's a really nice guy. He signed a puck for me. I'm glad I got that before he left, him and Nazem Kadri. Listen, congrats. Can't wait to watch you in Carolina. I'll see you in the next video or stream. Peace.